But, Jim, he's back playing very well again.
He is playing with young Seve Ballesteros, the 21-year-old Spaniard, also very much a contender here now. 2 years ago, they played together in the British Open. Miller finished first, and Ballesteros, at age 19, finished second. Boy, what a future, huh?
What a future is right, and can he hit it a long way? He evidently went for 17 yesterday. 2 drivers he tried to knock on that green against the wind.
Watson parred 5, so he's still 3 under for the day, 3 over for the tournament. Ballesteros is at 2 over for the tournament as he starts his round today. He's on the first hole, remember. Another fine shot.
Great shot.
The first hole playing dead downwind today. Might be just a little bit from your left, but almost straight downwind. So there. Okay, back again to John Miller and Seve Ballesteros. In his country, it would be pronounced Ballesteros, but I understand in an effort to make it easier for his American friends, he says, call me Ballesteros. No big thing. This for a birdie on the first hole. From Santander, Spain, comes this young man who...
He's got a great attitude, Jim. He goes along, and he maybe not the straightest driver that you'll ever see. He's very long, and obviously when you're very long, that does tend to make you a little bit crooked, but he does not seem to sulk about his bad shots. He goes right on and plays, which is exceptional when you...
It's going 35 miles an hour. Ballesteros was coming downwind with his putt. Miller was upwind.
It can affect you some. I feel, though, that it affects you more as far as keeping your body and your head still when you're trying to putt when it's gusty.
Okay, we'll be right back. It's all live from Cherry Hills. We're back again at the 78th United States Open, waiting.
Jousting with the 1-iron probably will be the most used club about. Severiano Ballesteros on the second hole, having a putt slide by, will have this tap in for his par on the second hole, and Seve stays at level as he begins the day, with Tom Watson having made the biggest noise, but then after bird ways. Ballesteros coming out of the sand on the third hole. This will be his third shot. Seve has salvage par at 9. On the 8th tee now, which is a very demanding par 3 at 229 yards, Severiano Ballesteros. The way he hits it, Bill, where's the wind on this hole?
Well, it's right from right to left, actually, and more in his face than, well, if you were looking at a clock, it's coming right out of that 130 position. So, but I'll tell you this, Keith, I have never been more impressed with length than I have with Ballesteros.
Oh, he can whop it.
Oh, today he's 30, 40, 50, 60 yards beyond Miller.
Might very well have hit a 3-iron there. The wind coming across.
And just trickles off the back edge.
And that's a pretty delicate shot, too, because he's got to come up a little hump and then down, right?
You know, Hannigan of the USGA. And you've been watching there how they stand. Here is Seve Ballesteros of Spain at +3 with his third shot.
He had knocked it over the green. This is chip back, so it's for par.
Making his par, remaining at +3 for the tournament is Ballesteros. He's 1 over on today's.
Now, this young, exciting Spanish player, Ballesteros, Severiano Ballesteros, coming down the 10th hole.
Peter, I think that's about the longest drive I have seen here in 3 days. He's hit it well over 300 yards. He's only about 130 yards from the green. Of course, he's in the deep rough. He just popped it up. Now that happens with that deep rough. It just grabs your club, and he's going to just roll up short.
Well, he got a nice break there. It came bouncing round, and it's given him a little chip up to the flag, and if anyone can chip it in or do something mystical and magical. Now back to Ballesteros. Now, if you devotees of the chip shot, this fellow is really a marvelous exponent of this shot. Now, whether he'll do it for you now, probably he won't, just to spite me, but he is a genius at this. Well, you can see how much he played it away to the right to use the slope. It's almost gone sideways at the end. So he would have needed to be a double genius perhaps to get that close. You can see the wind whipping round his trouser legs. Ballesteros on the right, on the 10th, for a par. Just not enough pace. Ballesteros, a few carambas and a tap in, and Nicklaus just shaves past the top of the hole, and that seems to be one of the stories here today on the greens. Lots of good-looking putts, just slipping past, just being taken away from the hole. And this really has been an extraordinary challenge. Here's the young Spanish player, Severiano Ballesteros, playing with Johnny Miller, 17th hole. Second shot.
I'll tell you this, Peter, that's as good a shot as has ever been made at this tournament. That is on the green. Now, Andy Bean made it over the green, as you saw, and made his birdie eventually, but now we have Ballesteros with an opportunity to make an eagle.
Well, he's a long way from the hole, but I tell you what, I don't think I've ever seen a more exciting young man. He's only 21 years of age, and nobody had heard of him until July '76. And Miller and Ballesteros. Ballesteros 7 over. Miller coming back with a couple of birdies, 6 over. Ballesteros had a double bogey, 6 at the dreaded 13th, but this is for an eagle. Long way away, but he could do it. Just distracted by the crowd, probably moving round and about. But you're going to see a lot more of this young fella. Quite a remarkable climb in the world of golf. Foot short.
We return to the U.S. Open. This is Seve Ballesteros on the 18th hole. He had trouble here, put his tee shot in the water. That's for a 6, a double bogey 6. It brings Ballesteros in at +8 for the tournament, 6 over par, 77 on today's round. The 21-year-old Spaniard, a special invitee this year of the United States Golf Association. He's going to join the PGA Tour next January, as you can see. He's a very personable young man. No man whose native language is not English has ever won the U.S. Open, you know, Dave.